All right, class. Last night you guys were all supposed to have watched the video clips on the conduction, convection, and radiation. So, how many of you completed that assignment last night? Okay. You sort of did. Let me guess. You were playing a video game while it was running on the sideline. Okay, that's kind of what I figured. But all right. So, but remember that in order to be successful with these types of lessons, you guys have got to make sure that you're doing the homework at home, which is kind of the precursor to things, right? So you guys have got to be doing the introductory stuff so that you know what kind of questions you have, you know what kind of things when you come to class, because I'm here during class, I'm the expert during class, so that way you guys can ask your questions now. It's not later tonight you're asking your questions and mom and dad don't know or whatever, okay? So make sure you are doing the precursor parts and you're watching the videos at home so that way you know what questions you have, right? All right, so CCR, what are the three of them again?
Conduction, convection, and radiation.
We got conduction, convection, and radiation, okay? So real quick, I want you guys to take about 30 seconds, and I want you to think about what was your question for each one of those categories, okay? All right, so you guys have had some time to think about your questions, that things that maybe were a little confusing for you. So, Caleb, what do you got for conduction?
How does it relate to weather?
How does it relate to weather?
Yeah.
Okay, well, obviously, if that's what we're trying to figure out today, how does it relate to weather? Okay, so we're going to talk about that a little bit. So we got this question, how does it relate to weather? So we'll So we'll go ahead and we'll make sure that we answer that question yet. All right. So convection, Cody, what kind of a question did you come up with for convection?
Is boiling water a representation
Is boiling water a representation
of convection?
of convection?
Yes.
Okay. So is boiling water a representation of convection? All right, so looking for like an example of that. Now, does it really relate to weather, that question?
No.
Well, we'll talk about that a little bit more through that process, okay? And then, Caden, you got a question for radiation.
Is this radiation bad for us?
Is this radiation bad for us? All right, so we'll go through and throughout class, today we're going to try and answer these questions for you guys, okay? So those are all really good questions based on trying to figure out the three methods of heat transfer and how they relate to Earth's weather. All right, so those are the three methods that we have heat transfer. We've talked about how each of them relates to weather, and we've answered each of your questions, right? So for tonight, I want you to do the follow-up video that is on there. It's going to give you a few more examples to kind of add to what we've talked about, okay? So thumbs up or thumbs down, how many of you think that you can state that, yes, you can describe the three methods of heat transfer as it relates to Earth's weather? Thumbs up or thumbs down? All right, that's not too sure of a thumb, but okay. Do you think you could do that? So if tomorrow this was maybe a warm-up question, this is something you might be able to do? Okay. Hopefully after you watch the videos tonight, you'll be able to do that because they are going to go back over those three things. They're going to talk about this, okay? All right, you guys, go ahead and get your stuff powered down, get ready to go. Bell should ring any second. All right, so with this is a representation of a flipped classroom, okay? Where the students spend their time at home doing the homework is kind of the lecture and kind of the information to begin with. Then they come into the classroom where they can get the expert advice. They can get their questions answered, because nowadays parents aren't exactly the experts. So why spend time answering the questions when they're away from the expert? And so this is another method that has been found to be very, very successful in especially science classrooms, because a lot of these concepts are difficult for people, right? And so from there, we will, what I would do is, this is part of the attribution theory, so they're able to attribute what they are learning and what they are doing in the classroom, and they're attributing their success to being able to have those questions answered and not being so unsuccessful at home. All right, and just so you know, this was kind of difficult to pick two topics that were two completely different topics, so that's why if you looked, I had two different lessons that I had to use to get through my learning objectives. So, all right, thank you.